Good morning, children. So today we are going to continue with part 3 of lesson number 8, When I Was 12, written by R.K. Lakshman. So now we will quickly do a summary of this lesson. As we know, children, this extract is from R.K. Lakshman's autobiography, which talks of his first dalliances with the comic form as a child. Now, we know that he went to a municipal school in Mysore, patronized by the Maharaja. Now, of all things, we know that his arithmetic teacher scared him the most. And because of his formidable behavior, he became the subject of Lakshman's first inadvertent caricature. Now, as Lakshman sat in the class, his mind miles away from his sums. That means Lakshman was not that keen to actually learn mathematics. And he started making a sketch of his teacher. Now, what was the sketch all about, children? Yes, it was half man, half tiger. Actually punished for this. Now, Lakshman says that he acquired the cartoonist or the caricaturist set of tools when he was too early in his age. Apart from a talent for sketching, he also had a natural love for observation. But importantly, he also had the support and encouragement of his family because as a caricaturist, he had begun offending people too early in his age. Now, in the run-up to a family wedding when he was 12 years old, the cook had come in for consultation. Now, as Lakshman explains, the cook was the most important person at the wedding in those days. Now, the family's honor hung on his performance and they all actually gave him a lot of respect. As the family was busy talking to him and listening to his instruction, Lakshman sat in the corner making yet another caricature. Soon enough, the family members saw it and there was quite a wave of titters from the corner of the room. Curious, the cook went up to see it himself, but seeing what it was, he was actually very much furious and he got angry. And what did he do, children? Yes, he announced that he would never cook for a family that would dare dishonor him so much, right? So he was not that keen to cook in that particular wedding. Now, what happened later, children? It took a clever uncle of Lakshman's to win back his favor eventually. So that means the uncle somehow tried to convince the cook and the cook decided that he will now cook for the wedding. So this was the quick summary of this lesson. Now, as you know, children, that for each and every lesson we do come across the value points as well. Now, value points are basically the important points from the lesson. So now these are the important points, children. If you can go through it, make sure that you can make the pointers in your notebook as well so that you can go through the important points of the story. This is the second slide for value point. This is the third one. And then this is the last one. So yes, value points are really important, children. Make sure that you will definitely go through these points. Now, students, what we will do is we will start with reference to the context. Now, I have taken one very important statement from this particular lesson. Now, it says it was a most elegant school, not the kind of municipal schools we have today. Now, the question is, which school was most elegant? Yes, we know the answer. The Kannad municipal school Lakshman went to was most elegant. Now, the second question, who went to the school? Lakshman and his friends went to the school. Next, what does the speaker think about present day municipal school? The speaker does not think that present-day municipal schools are up to the mark. So this was the quick question answer of reference to the content. So yes children, now it's time to go through few vocabulary and have some fun. Now children, make sure that you all are on page number 88 from New Voice textbook, lesson number 8, When I Was 12. Now children, today we are going to do two topics based on vocabulary. So our first topic is going to be compound adjective. So yes children, what do you mean by compound adjective? So make sure you're going to note down few pointers which your teacher is going to explain you today. So let us quickly start with the explanation. Now children, what do you mean by compound adjective? Now we have over here one sentence which says, I saw a man eating alligator. Now there's a hyphen between man and eating, right? So hyphen over here children means a small dash. Now whenever we come across these kind of words, that this is called as a compound adjective. So a compound adjective is an adjective that contains two or more words joined by a hyphen. Now children, when we come across this kind of word, the sentence completely changes. Now it says from the image, what you can understand is, I saw a man eating alligator. That means over here we can see an alligator who has a habit of eating men, of eating people, isn't it? Yes children. So whenever we come across any kind of compound adjective, definitely there has to be a noun, right? So they appear before a noun and act as a single idea that describes something. So yes children, over here we can see a noun, right? So compound adjective always appears before the noun. Now let us check similar kind of sentence but the meaning changes. Let's check that out. So now children, we have the same sentence but this time the meaning changes. The reason is we don't have hyphen in between. Yes, I saw a man eating alligator. Yes children, over here the hyphen is missing. Now since the hyphen is not there, this meaning of the sentence completely changes. We are talking about how we saw a man who is eating an alligator. So we are not describing an alligator over here. So yes, you can see children, the hyphen can make a big difference in the meaning of the sentence. So yes children, now we can quickly go through page number 88 in which we have few expressions which says that world famous cartoonist and intercollegiate tournaments. So yes children, these highlighted words and each expressions together modify the noun that follows. So yes children, such an expression is called a compound adjective. So yes dear children, now it's very important that you remember one thing. When a compound adjective precedes a noun, it is hyphenated. Alright, so let us check one example related to that. That is a well-tested recipe for the stew. So recipe over here is a noun and before recipe we have a compound adjective which is hyphenated over here. It's well-tested, right? Yes. Now it also says when it is used as a predicate it is not hyphenated. So yes children, over here it's not hyphenated. The reason is it is used as a predicate. So that recipe for the stew is well tested. So children, we will quickly go through few compound adjective words and what you need to do is you need to frame the sentences from these words. The words are cold-blooded, two-sided, well-educated, long-lost, half-eaten, moth-eaten, freedom-loving, undernourished. Okay. Now what your teacher is going to do is teacher will give you an example for the first 4 ones and the later half, yes, you need to do this as a homework. So come on quickly, we will start with framing the sentence. So yes children, let us frame few sentences from the given words. Cold-blooded. Snakes and lizards are cold-blooded animals. Next one, two-sided. This is a two-sided equation requiring both parties to assume best intentions to learn from the episode. Next, well-educated. I come from a well-educated family. Next one, long-lost. William spent that evening and night with long-lost friends and had the time of his life. Now children, our second topic for vocabulary is phrasal verbs. Now what are phrasal verbs? Yes children, when we come across verb plus preposition or adverb, it is called as phrasal verb. Examples could be stand up, sit down. Yes, so let us check few more examples children. Now children, let's check few examples. Called upon, looked at, stood up, hung upon. Now these are phrasal verbs children. They are expressions made up of the main verb and an adverb or a preposition or both. They signify specific actions whose meanings might not be obvious from the meaning of the individual words. Now children, let us check what is the correct meaning of these words only through dictionary. So make sure you're going to sit with dictionary right now. So children, there are few words which are given in your textbook page number 89. Let us check these words. Call on, call up, call out, look for, look into, look up to, stand by, stand for, and stand out. Now, all these words, all these phrasal verbs actually have different meaning children. We are going to check what is the correct meaning through the dictionary right now. What your teacher is going to do is, your teacher has given you example for few of the words from this list. Remaining, you need to do it as your home assignment. Now children, you need to quickly take your dictionary and let us go through few phrasal verbs. The first one is call on. Now what do you mean by call on? To formally ask someone to do something. Now children, we can also frame a sentence based on this phrasal verb. Like, my neighbor is always handy if I need to call on her. Okay, now next one, look for. What do you mean by look for? To try to find something that one has lost or someone who is not where they should be. Yes, we can frame a sentence based on this. You must look for hotels elsewhere. Now let us check few more. Stand by. It means to stay loyal to someone and support them, especially in different situations. Yes, we can also frame a sentence stating that I will stand by you whatever happens. Next one, stand out. It means to be very easy to see or notice. It means we can also frame a sentence saying that her bright clothes always make her stand out in a crowd. So yes children, you can take dictionary and the remaining phrasal verbs you can do it on your own with regards to the meaning and framing the sentences, and this is going to be a homework for you. So yes dear children, today we did part 3 of lesson number 8 when I was 12, and also the vocabulary from behind the lesson. Make sure children, you are going to practice the entire lesson by reading it thoroughly, and also the vocabulary, which is really exciting and amazing, isn't it? So yes children, till we meet you again for the next session, take care. Bye bye.